All right, we're going to go over profiles to use within your OBS. So the TLDR, if you honestly don't want to do your research, perfectly fine. TLDR, go into your output profile, put it on main. 99% of the CPUs we're going to deal with, they're essentially going to handle main way better than putting it on none or putting it on high or baseline. You might think, well, baseline makes sense due to the fact of it's lower, like it sounds like a baseline, and my CPU's baseline. It's not quite the case. Same thing with main. Well, my CPU's a high-end CPU. I'm running the newest 16 core. It depends on what the X264 has in terms of codec and basically taking what it's seeing, scrambling it around, and getting it out to the internet, essentially. So we're going to read some of this to go over kind of why this does it. It's going to be brief, or I'm going to try and keep it brief. I don't know if it's going to be brief, but so right here on the very first line, you can see the intent of H.264 project was to create a standard capable of providing good video quality of substantially lower bit rates than previous standards, i.e. half or less of the bit rate from the MPEG-2 or H.263 or MPEG-4 Part 2. So without increasing the complexity of the design so much that it would be impractical or excessively expensive to implement. An additional goal was to provide enough flexibility to allow the standards to be applied widely in a variety of applications on a wide variety of networks and systems, including low and high bit rates, low and high resolution video, broadcasts, DVD storage, RTP, IP packet networks, and ITU-T multimedia, telephony systems, etc. The H.264 standard can be viewed as a family of standards composed of the number of different profiles. A specific decoder decodes at least one, but not necessarily all, of the profiles. The decoder specification describes in which profiles can be decoded. H.264 is typically used for lossy compression, although it also is possible to create a truly lossless coding, regions with lossy coded pictures, or to support rare use cases of which the entire encoding is lossless. So this stuff was developed by the ITU-T Video Coding Experts Group, known as VCEG, or Vagina Kekelol, together with the ISO/IEC. Okay, yeah. Perhaps it's best known as one of the video encoding standards for Blu-ray discs. That's what the H.264 is. All Blu-ray discs players must be decoded in H.264. It's also widely used as streaming internet access, such as videos from Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, Vimeo, YouTube, and the iTunes Store. Web software such as Adobe Flash and Microsoft Silverlight, and also various HD TV broadcasts over terrestrial, cable, satellite. We get it. So if you're curious on why it keeps referencing H.264, and when you go to look at this, you say, well, the NVENC's H.264, and this is X.264. Well, X.264, as I pulled this up here just so we could see it, it's essentially X.264 is an open source H.264 encoder. So it does convert into H.264. That's what this is H.264. Obviously, there is both the CPU and the GPU H.264. They're both the same technical thing, but this is referencing CPU H.264. So it gets a little confusing if you're not calling one X.264 versus NVENC. Hypothetically, it's actually H.264 versus H.264. Just one is CPU and one is GPU. So, and then we can go down here and see version 1s back from 2003 to more current years. and what they've added here. So I think we figured out that most everything is using CPU at H264. We're going to call it, for this case, X264 to just not confuse it any further, right? So it's using X264 as the encoder for most all things that we are viewing. And even this video is X264 that you're seeing in 1440p. So then, as we scroll down, you get to see profiles, a standard set of capabilities which are referred to as profiles, targeting a specific class of applications. These are declared as a profile code, okay? These constraints apply to the encoder that allows the decoder to recognize the requirements to decode the specific stream. Profiles for non-scalable 2D video applications include the following. So then you have your baseline, your extended, which your main right here, your high, your progressive high. So you would basically have your baseline, your main, and your high. That's basically what you'd be looking at. This profile uses the standard definition digital TV broadcast that uses the MPEG-4 format to be defined in DV8 standard. This is not, however, used for high-definition television broadcast, as the importance of this is faded. The high profile was developed in 2004 with the application. Then you look at the high profile broadcast, the disk storage applications, particularly for high-definition television applications. For example, this profile was adopted by Blu-ray disc storage format for the DVD and HD TV broadcast services. So if you have a secondary PC that's encoding, use high. If you're encoding on the same machine, use main. Simple as that. Anyway, so hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit to understand how to use your profile in OBS. So this is just going to be a series on talking about OBS and how to keep the main. Okay, if you watch this part, if you've watched this far, you actually care. So I'll explain it to you. So the main thing is, like, I'm trying to get streamers to keep their bitrate low. Two reasons. One, if you have shit internet but still want it to look good, and two, so other people with shit internet can watch you, so you can grow as a streamer. So while all these other people, sure, they can watch the best streamers because they get the quality bitrate, but people actually go around, they want to watch streamers, but they're like, man, my internet's such shit, I can't always watch everyone. That's still a thing. That still exists, you know? Especially poor Australia. Anyway, all right, guys. Catch you on the flippity flop in the next series. Peace out.